All right, y'all, I know you have your reservations already, brunch, lunch, and dinner, because today is the last day for EatDrinkHTX 2026. Benefits the Houston Food Bank and, maybe more importantly, our local restaurants, because it's been a little bit of a tough time. We all watch the news. We know that all these eggs and milk and bread and gas costs more than ever. And so it's a great time to try a new local restaurant, or maybe one of your favorite places, because y'all, these $15 menus, these $25 menus, it is the deal. Joining me today, David Cordua. We are at his incredible restaurant, the Lymbar, which is located on the first floor of the historic Ion building. We're right in the entrance from where the Sears people used to come in, right here, right?
They would come in from Fannin.
Or right here, okay.
Yeah, this was actually the ladies' shoe section.
Oh.
That's why you can kind of recognize like that curve that a lot of the shoe sections used to have.
Yes. So we're sitting kind of where we would be displaying shoes.
Correct.
We are the shoe model here. So we're right next, in case y'all don't know where we are, really good parking. We're right next to Late August, which is in the same building, also Houston Restaurant Week's participant. So y'all can look for those menus this summer. But y'all have had a great past 2 weeks. I've seen a lot of social media.
Awesome. Yeah, especially for lunch, because I mean, $15 lunch, it's hard to get out of Starbucks
for sure
for $15.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, it's hard. Even Kroger, HEB,
anywhere. And you know, people that know us are coming for the deal, and people who have been wanting to try us are coming in for the first time.
Yeah,
because you get to try so many different things, and it's not just your typical like, here's a super salad and a sandwich. You get our signature items. Our top selling item at lunch is our Pepito steak sandwich. And that's, you know, on the menu for lunch. We also have our hummus, which is people come just for the hummus. We make our house-made sourdough flatbread in-house. Great way to start the meal, great thing to share. So it's abundant.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Especially for $15.
These dishes are anything but ordinary. I'm looking at them right now. Wait until y'all see them. And you're right. Before we go on over to the foodie cam, you're right. Diners, they're smart here in Houston, and they look for these menus, and they know you.
They do the math too.
They do the math better, I think, than any diners out there, because y'all have been dining out and doing good for about 25 years now. And so that's the beauty in it, is that you meet diners not only during Eat Drink HTX, but also during Houston Restaurant Weeks. And then they follow you because they know the prices drop in February, like David was saying, $15 and $25.
And you're absolutely right. I can't tell you how many times I've heard we came for Houston Restaurant Weeks and we've become regulars since. So a lot of times it's people's first introduction to the restaurant.
Well, you're giving them the value, you're wowing them, and you've got an incredible family legacy that helps. And it's so important here in Houston. We'll talk about that a little bit later, because that's important. It is important to talk about family legacy.
For sure.
It is really important also to talk about how that helps to support the community here in Houston and the culinary community. All right, let's go right on over to the foodie camp, because y'all, they have incredible lighting in here. We don't need artificial lights.
The morning sun comes in beautifully.
Wait until you see these dishes.
Into the ladies' shoe section.
I mean, y'all should be renting out this place for photo shoots. My goodness.
Oh, thank you.
Let's take a look at the foodie cam for one of the dishes that are being featured on the Lymbar's Eat Drink HTX 2026 menu. This is one of your signature dishes. I see photos of this, David, all over town.
Oh, thanks. So this is the Rosebud. The story behind the Rosebud was when we were doing catering exclusively before opening the Lymbar. This is what we would bring to catering events instead of floral arrangements. We would make these
smart
edible arrangements with not being fruit, but these giant potato chips the size of your forearm. Those are complemented with our plantain chips, which we were known for at America's Churrasco's, and some beetroot chips, which are beautiful and earthy and almost truffly in a beautiful way. And that's served with our chimichurri sauce and a tamarind chutney, kind of like a sweet and sour made with tamarind. Slightly behind that, you have our tacones, kind of a nod to the ladies' shoe section here. Tacones means high heels in Spanish, and it's kind of a play on words. So they're taco cone shells made out of wonton with Coca-Cola braised pork shoulder.
Coca-Cola braised.
Coca-Cola braised carnitas with mole and avocado mousse and pico de gallo. And those are a starter on our dinner EatDrinkHTX menu.
I mean, this is an incredible dish, especially like you said, for somebody who is coming to your I want to talk to you, David. Hello, where'd you go? I mean, if this is your first time coming to the restaurant, this is, I mean, it's grabs your attention really well, right? Yeah. Like you see these marching through the dining room. He wasn't kidding. It is the size of your forearm.
And everything we do is with a little bit of kind of childhood nostalgia and fun. The ring in the middle is a flow ring. You know what a flow ring is?
No, tell me.
It's like a slinky that kids put through their arms and
it is
and do these moves with.
Oh, it totally is.
Yeah.
See. And so it's not typically a food staging.
It's not. It's a kid's toy that we use to hold up the potato chips.
I love that.
Isn't that fun?
I know. I totally love that.
And then the tacones.
Yes.
Those are our wonton taco cone shells with Coca-Cola braised pork, avocado mousse, pico de gallo. We do different variations of these. We've done it with ahi tuna, with smoked salmon or rillette, but these barbecue pork ones I think are really fitting, especially right now during rodeo season.
Yes. Now, what is the orange in the little?
Those are lentils. Yeah. So, some of our menu also reflects Houston's diversities.
Yeah.
So you'll see a little bit later. One of our options is a chicken tikka masala empanada. So this is kind of a nod to some of the Indian flavors that you'll see.
Well, and let's talk a little bit about that diversity here in Houston in culinary, because you are in a unique, very unique situation in that you have truly grown up in this. This is culinary, hospitality, diversity in cuisine is literally in your blood because your father, Michael Cordua, if you do not know who Michael Cordua is, he is one of this country's most influential chefs, entrepreneurs, brains. Truly, please, y'all, go look up Michael Cordua. He was the one who really helped introduce this food to America.
Before my dad opened the first Churrasco's, people's knowledge of Latin cuisine didn't really go past Tex-Mex and Mexico. We grew up with Arnaldo Richards. We went to the same church. Grew up going to Pico's, and he was starting to introduce, regional Mexican cuisine to people. But our experience in Nicaragua, we had a steakhouse in Managua. I don't know if you knew this, but my dad's uncle, my great uncle, had a restaurant called Los Ranchos that specialized in the Nicaraguan style of churrasco, which I'll explain a little bit later when we talk about the churrasco. So you'll only find our style of churrasco in Houston because of our family, and in Miami because of the enormous Nicaraguan population that's in Miami. What was revolutionary about what he did was taking that, Nicaraguan, South American tradition and combining it with French technique, with French sauces, French discipline. And I went off to France when I was 21 and trained there for 2 years.
I remember
to bring back that experience and apply it to to our restaurants here.
Yeah, and this was a really fun time in Houston. We'll go back on over to the Foodie Cam. We'll talk more about this later, but that was such a magical time in Houston when Amerigo's was opening and Churrasco's, and such a special time in Houston with the birth of a lot of this
absolutely.
awareness about this food. All right, let's go back on over to the Foodie Cam. We are here with Chef David Cordua at his restaurant, the Lymbar, inside the iconic Ion building. And this is that hummus you're talking about.
Yeah, this has become a signature here. You know, Lymbar, besides being Latin American, we really kind of encompass the best of Latin America and the Mediterranean. My wife is Mexican Lebanese. Our neighbors on Lymbar Street were the Druby family. So it's really part of our DNA. So we start off with a house-made sourdough pita made with labneh and beef tallow. The hummus obviously is made with chickpeas and tahini. We top that off with a calabrese pepper relish and chili oil that we call chili bomba, some fresh avocado, a quinoa tabbouleh, and some crispy chickpeas for a little bit of texture. So you can kind of build your own bite with the house-made sourdough flatbread, the avocado. I mean, it's almost a meal in itself. And this is a starter on our lunch. So that's a lunch starter on EatDrinkHTX.
That's one item
yeah.
on the menu. So you would get that and a whole nother item. I have to say, Chef, I love this plating of this.
Oh, thank you.
I love the board.
Yeah, it's kind of a choose your own adventure. Build it yourself.
It is, and it's very inspiring to share.
Exactly.
Right? Like it's and I think that this is something that we're seeing a lot in culinary as restaurants have to figure out how to keep bringing people through the door. I've noticed a lot of restaurants shifting over to the board presentation.
It's just a lot more fun to eat that way.
Well, it's more fun to share with your friends.
Totally.
And I think it's a little bit psychological too, because when you see the board, we know like, oh, we can kind of go and grab something like that. But if it's a circular dish in front of you, it's more like, oh no, this is my dish. You can't take this. But when it's served up on a buffet
at the table,
it's fair game.
It helps with the food ADD.
Food ADD,
which I think we all have. I don't want to commit to 30 bites of just one thing.
Oh gosh. All right.
I want what she's having.
Yeah. And then this is
hummus with our calabrese pepper relish and some of the chili oil from it, which, you know, it's kind of not super spicy, but gives it that some fruity, garlicky heat when you want it.
Okay, this is a very good hummus.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And then this
is our crispy chickpeas. So we dehydrate them and then flash fry them. Adds a little pop of crunch in there.
Oh, wait.
Isn't that fun?
Wait, where else do these appear on your menu?
Just on the hummus.
In a salad.
We don't currently have that one right now.
It should go in a salad. If you get a salad here at the Lymbar.
We had a quinoa lentil cob that had that.
Ask for a side of these and you can blame me. That's fine. Ooh.
And then you have the quinoa tabbouleh, which, quinoa in itself is a superfood. It's a complex carb, it's a protein, super high in fiber.
Yep.
I mean, that's what makes this whole plate like kind of a meal in itself.
It's not always the most pleasant to eat. It can be a little dry, but what have you done to it to make it special?
So we cook it like a pilaf, right? So it's nice and moist and fluffy. And then it gets a cucumber, pico de gallo, and chopped parsley, so you get that bright herbaceousness.
Oh, that's a little taco topping right there too.
That's exactly what it is. So the idea is you break a piece of the flatbread, you break bread. That's why we call it breaking bread with your friends. You know, in the Haitian world, the bread was the star of the show, and then everything else was what you shared with your friends.
This is what I would do. This is truly my lunch right here.
That's because she's not sharing it at all.
This is my lunch right here. And then I would do this. You know this is. And then I would do this.
There you go.
And this is my lunch right now. I will take this home. I'm not going to take a bite of it because I'm wrapping it up to go.
Yeah.
And
that's to
healthy.
go.
This is healthy. There's nothing bad in this.
That's a perfect hummus pita cone right there.
These are grab and goes.
You got to try the flatbread. I mean, this is this is an unsung hero of ours. It is, made in house, proofed overnight, in our, our stone oven.
It's incredible.
Not a lot of people are making their own sourdough pita in house. We use those for our tacos árabes. We use those for our quesadillas with smoked vanilla cheese and black bean sauce. So it's permeated throughout the menu, but this is kind of an unsung hero of Lymbar that I needed us to, and I'm glad we're highlighting it today.
All right, let's go back on over to the foodie cam. We are taking a look at some of the item on Chef David Cordua's Eat Drink HTX 2026 menu. What are we looking at, Chef?
So this is a chicken tikka masala empanada. And this is, great addition to any of your meals. But it's been our best selling empanada. We would not expect that.
I was going to say somebody coming into a Cordua restaurant and not seeing an empanada, you might have a problem on your hands.
Right. Well, and funny enough, Kieran Burma opened up her doors when we were just doing catering, and we were using her catering kitchen
for Kieran's. Yeah,
she's my other mother.
Yeah.
So Indian is also part of our DNA. Sometimes the roast bud, you'll see some papadum with it as well, and that just goes amazing with our creamy cilantro sauce.
Yeah, and you know what I love too about, and we'll talk a little bit about more of this family legacy in that you've infused Indian in Nicaraguan, Mexican, Texas, you're like, bring it, I'm all in. All of it is fair game.
It's so Houston, and it's also so Latin America. I mean, people don't often associate diversity with Latin America, but Mexico is just as diverse, in terms of other ethnicities and nationalities represented as the United States, as is Central and South America. So in the Caribbean, you'll see a lot of Indian influence because of the British influence.
I like the outside of this. This is very light and fluffy. It's not heavy and oily.
Or doughy.
And doughy, right? Because sometimes you take a bite into the empanada and you get more grease and oil. And I don't like that. I like it to be in, a little bit of a precursor to the meal.
And to, hit on the topic of food ADD, I don't want you to be tapped out.
Right.
Empanada. You want to be able to have other things.
And that's something that you think about a lot. You've had so much worldwide experience that it's not as simple as giving people a portion of empanadas that are really good. You are thinking about their next meal. You're thinking, or their next course. You're thinking about their next drink, their dessert, how they're going to feel when they leave the restaurant.
Well, and also selfishly, you can pack a lot more flavor into something that is, 3, 4, 5, 6 bites than something that's 30 bites. When something is that big of a portion, the flavors has to be a little bit muted. Or it's overpowering. You can put a really intense tikka masala in an empanada that's
in one empanada. All right, let's go back on over to the foodie cam. The food here is the star of the show, and this is why. Ooh, those plates. We got to talk about the plates too. Yeah. Tell us what we're looking at.
So this is our arroz paella, one of our most popular dishes. It is a paella rice made with garlic, saffron, a Spanish chorizo, achote grilled shrimp, and a pan-seared lobster tail with a citrus beurre blanc on top. And I mean, for a $25 2-course, that's a hard one to pass up.
Yeah, and for the plate that you're seeing on the screen, you may have thought, oh, did we go into David's living room or his grandma's living room? No, we're still still in the restaurant.
We call that one the grandma plate in the kitchen, and the reason for it is, Lymbar is a tribute to my grandmother who moved from Nicaragua to Lymbar Street. And if you see behind us, you have portraits of all of the staff's grandmothers, and the decor of the restaurant is actually inspired by their home on Lymbar. in Meyerland.
I think
Obviously, a kind of modern fantasy interpretation of it,
Mhm.
but we wanted to have that same kind of warmth, like you're at a house party where the parents are out of town.
But I think didn't some of that stuff even come from your
Oh,
grandma's
from the house.
Like that's really
Oh,
from the
absolutely.
house that David grew up in.
The projector, the children's books, my comic books. Yeah, it's
Oh
a
my
lot
God.
of pieces from their home.
All right, let's take a look at one of the other dishes that Chef David has loaded up his Eat Drink HTX menu. If you're looking for value, this is definitely the menu you'd like to try. What
I'm
are we
really
looking at?
excited about this one. This is our plantain crusted shrimp. So we butterfly U12 shrimp, and then bread it with our plantain chips. It's got a red pepper remoulade, kind of like a tartar sauce, and then a smoked tomato sauce, which is kind of nice. Gives us a smoky sweetness,
Smoked tomato.
and really goes well with that basil that we've topped it off with. But I don't know about you, but like when the weather starts getting good, makes me want to go down to Galveston, get the most of our coastline here. And the first thing I do when I get to Galveston is get some like stuffed crab or fried shrimp, some kind of fried seafood, something, and that kind of hits that note.
I love this. And I love how the fact that we are still kind of close to the coastline, that we get seagull. They come in.
Yeah.
They come inland.
People forget how close we are.
I think a lot of people forget.
A lot of people forget.
I forget how close we are because we do have some pretty nice little places down there.
We're a coastal town.
I think everything is going to kind of expand that
That
way.
way?
That's my prediction in the next 20 years. Everything is going to go towards the water.
We've looked that way.
Yeah.
But we live on the bayou, so that's our water.
That's your view. You're okay with that view. All right, let's go back on over to the foodie cam to take a look at another dish. This has been one of the popular dishes so far.
Katie,
right?
one thing that you've taught me through restaurant weeks is don't leave out your signatures. And there isn't anything more signature to our restaurant than the churrasco steak. So if you've never had the churrasco steak, or you've been gun shy, this is your opportunity to try it in a package that comes with an appetizer. Best deal that we have, and the churrasco steak frites is our best selling item. It's a center cut beef tenderloin that we butterfly open to look like a steak. If you want a little bit of history, the story is that a Argentinian polo player moved to Nicaragua in the 1940s and wasn't as happy with the Brahman cattle that is used because of the heat in Central America. So instead of using the skirt steak, which is typical in Argentina, started using the tenderloin and butterflying it open to look like a skirt steak, which is where the Nicaraguan churrasco comes from. That's why it looks like a skirt. You should have a guest say, "This is a skirt steak. It's a skirt." We're going to tell them, "Sir, it's made to mimic. It's a faux skirt steak, but it's actually tenderloin. You can almost cut it with just your fork."
I love that. And what I love for Houstonians is, whether they realize it or not, they're getting a little bit of history. They're getting a little bit of the Cordua family legacy.
It's a part of Houston. I mean, what better way to kick off rodeo than with one of Houston's most iconic steaks, the churrasco.
Y'all, I mean, this is a whole potato right here.
It's a whole potato.
It's
You're
a whole
absolutely
potato.
Right. So it's a whole rust potato that we bake like a baked potato.
I love that.
Cool overnight so that the starch sets. Then cut it into these giant wedge fries. Dredge it in a seasoned rice flour.
Yep.
Flash fry, and then you get a little bit of blue cheese fondue.
Ooh.
I mean, it's the whole package.
All right. So if you have never been to Churrasco's, if you missed out on America's,
yeah.
If you haven't met Chef David Cordua, this
is
the time to do it. $15 lunch, $25 dinner. I just have to say thank you so much, because I know how much passion and I know how much you go all in with this. And I know how supporting Houston Food Bank is so near and dear to your hearts, because we've both grown up here in Houston, dining out and doing good.
And have worked with the food bank for many, many years.
Yeah.
It's more important than ever.
It is more important. So today, remember, last day until August, those menus will go live on July 15th. Don't worry, we'll have 38 days for Houston Restaurant Weeks this year.
And if you're going to the cook-off, if you're going to the radio, free parking for 3 hours at the Ion, and you can take the Metro Rail to NRG. Straight shot.
Okay.
Insider tip, insider knowledge.
All right. Make sure you guys check out EatDrinkHTX.com for all of those last minute reservations. Today is the final day to dine out and do good. And as always, stay tuned to Fox Local for all of your foodie coverage. We will see you guys next time on another episode. Cheers. Woo. These are so good, though.
Oh, they are.
Like, they're so good.
That and our flatbread are kind of like the